Good morning. Thanks for getting up early. I'm Tony Orr. I'm one of the co-directors of the MCHRI. Wanted just to let you know that Mary Leonard had a family emergency and won't be able to make it today. She's doing well, but had a family issue to take care of. So I wanted to give you a warm welcome early on this morning. This is the second annual MCHRI Symposium, and really also highlights the 10th year of the MCHRI. And there's a fact book, which I want you to make note of in the back, which really highlights the achievements of the last 10 years and sets the stage for the next wonderful 10 years of the Institute. And so I just wanted to welcome you and give you a little layout of the day. The early morning talks, we'll have Gina Bianchi from the NIH and two keynote speakers, lunch, and then an afternoon session. But I wanted to particularly highlight the poster session after the last talk at 3 o'clock, where in the next room, we have amazing posters where the investigators will be there to answer questions. And then the other thing is an innovative aspect of this symposium is speed dating. Now, I've been married for 34 years, but I'm part of the speed dating. And I wanted to point out one thing. This is how you sign up. So if you take your program right here, and you put your phone to the program like this, and it'll pop up where you sign up. And so there are 16 esteemed faculty members that are, at the end of the day, where you have 10-minute slots where you can actually interact, ask questions, and then set up collaborations where you can speak afterwards. This is a wonderful thing we did last year. It was incredibly popular. So don't wait until noon to do it. Take your phone, put it on the program, and wow, it'll be there. And so with that, I just wanted to then introduce Paul King, who is the CEO of Stanford Children's Health, who will open us today. Paul?
Thank you, Tony. Good morning. Good morning. That wasn't very good. Try again. Good morning. There you go. There's some energy in the room now. As Tony said, thank you, Tony, for that very kind and brief introduction. I'm Paul King, the President and CEO of the Lucile Packard Children's Hospital, Stanford. And glad to be here this morning. Glad you all joined us this morning. Our thoughts are with Mary and her family as she's caring for her dad. I joined the Stanford family back in February of this year. Couldn't be more proud of the accomplishments of this team and what's been accomplished in the short 10 years of the Research Institute's existence. I stand here before you this morning, however, standing on the shoulder of giants. The creators of this wonderful institute, Drs. Yu Obranovich and Phil Pizzo, both of whom are in the room today. Why don't you stand up, two guys? Here, one over here and one over here. And the third innovator was Chris Dawes, who was my predecessor and probably the long-serving CEO and president of this hospital, Chris Dawes. So this also is a tribute to Chris, who passed away just a few months ago. These were the visionaries who created what was originally called back in 2000-2008, the Child Health Research Institute. They did so to create a spotlight to highlight the need for relevant, cutting-edge research. They also wanted to create a magnet to attract academicians from all of Stanford University's 7 schools and innovators from Silicon Valley, and they also wanted to create a beacon for our philanthropic community. The goal of the Institute was to discover new ways to enhance the health of expectant mothers and children everywhere, to create the next generation of maternal and child health researchers, and to support fundamental discovery and translational, clinical, and health policy research. They implemented an inclusive approach for Institute membership by having only 2 criteria. The first being you had to be a Stanford faculty member, and the second, that you had to have a track record in or a commitment to the health of expectant mothers and children. Research is critical to advancing child and maternal health and crucial to attract faculty who will pursue pediatric and maternal research as a career. At Lucile Packard Children's Hospital, Stanford, it is our obligation to not only provide outstanding clinical care, but also to provide advanced pediatric and maternal research and to train primary and specialist providers. The Maternal and Child Health Research Institute has been a catalyst to do all of these things. Today, the Maternal and Child Health Research Institute has more than 600 members across the School of Medicine and the other 6 schools at Stanford. The programs supported include faculty scholars, clinical trainees, postdoctoral support, as well as support for transdisciplinary initiatives. We had a chance to meet with a few of our faculty scholars just last night. One of them said, and I had to write this down because it was so profound for me, the best science happens at intersections. And when you think about that, that's exactly what the Institute was designed to do. Another noted that Research Institute support helps to bridge the deficit of hope. And I heard deficit of hope, that sounds so depressing, but then I thought about it. I said, no, that's actually quite inspirational. The Institute's become a national model for supporting new and established investigators who conduct interdisciplinary research. It's accelerated discoveries that benefit families in the Bay Area and around the world. For each dollar invested in the Institute, we've seen amazing returns on investment as measured by subsequent external research support, ranging from 200% to well over 500% of those initial dollars invested. There aren't very many places where you can invest to achieve those kinds of returns. The accomplishments of the Institute over its first 10 years are truly worthy of celebration. Expectant mothers and children can look forward to an even brighter future because of the amazing scientists and clinicians engaged in its mission. With your help and creativity, we'll increase our ability to detect, monitor, and treat child and maternal health issues. We look forward to seeing the Institute expand to support even more research. Life to date, we have awarded more than $55 million, and we hope to raise even more to create an endowment to secure the financial future of programs that the Institute supports. Thank you for coming today, and I'm pleased to turn the podium over to my colleague, Cynthia Brandt, President and CEO of the Lucile Packard Foundation for Children's Health.
Good morning. This is like the best place to be on campus today, maybe in the whole Bay Area this morning, because we all woke up on a mission. It's a shared mission. And you all woke up thinking about the science behind it. I woke up thinking about the dollars behind the science to help do this work. As Paul said, the Lucile Packard Foundation for Children's Health, our whole job every day is to think about engaging the community and engaging the philanthropy to support all of the amazing work that happens here. We're all united with you in the focus on creating better lives for moms and kids through the research and the translational work that gets the very best discoveries to help patients. Now, one of the things I talk about with donors and potential donors all the time is like, there are no shortage of big ideas at Stanford, which makes our work really fun. There's no shortage of talent, of potential. And so one of the things I like to say is that if you want to make a big bet to help kids and moms, this is the place to make a big bet. Now, I want you to know there's a silent army behind all of you who do the research and the clinical care. That's the army of donors, it's the army of staff who work on this, and the army of our board members, several of whom are in the room today. And earlier this year, so one of the things we do with our board and with our donors is try to bring the science to life. Tell the stories that help them get excited and then help them tell the story even further out. So this year, at one of our board meetings at the foundation, we introduced two of your colleagues, two MCHRI members. It was David Camarillo, studies concussion in young athletes, and Catherine Blish, who I first met at this conference last year, who studies immunity in pregnancy. And the three big takeaways for our staff and our board members and our donors there were, of course, the science, totally awe-inspiring, and the fact that it has such direct implications now and that we're trying to figure out bigger implications in the future. The second piece, everybody wanted to know, like, why do you want to do this science at Stanford? Asking Dr. Blish and Dr. Camarillo. And they said it's all about the people, that's what makes Stanford special. In particular, the faculty here, but also in particular, postdocs, graduate fellows, medical students. The third piece that came away that lots of these board members then talked to me about was like, wow, the funding system is so inefficient. Are you telling me really these physicians spend more than 50% of their time writing grants, trying to raise money? And so we are absolutely committed to raising more money, helping to make sure that you and everybody in your labs can spend absolutely as much time on your work and with your patients. Now, I want to just thank Our donors who are not here, I want to point out that over time, over the 10 years of MCHRI, the community all in has given more than $68 million. Those are from individual donors. Lots of them, thousands of them, are very, very small gifts, which when you put them together can have a big impact at certain leverage points and have an impact for research. It also includes very tremendous 7- and 8-figure gifts from some names in this community that are hugely generous, and I want to make sure to recognize the Mortgages, the Basses, and the Tobys in particular, who've made tremendous investments here so that we can fund faculty scholars, so that we can fund the TIP grants and other programs through MCHRI. So I'll close by saying that it is awe-inspiring to see you today. I'm really happy. I just spotted 2 more of my colleagues from the foundation, fundraisers, in the room with us. And we're so proud to be partners with all of you and to stand behind you in this important work. So I will turn it back over to Dr. Oro and say thank you for letting us be here today.